If you're looking for premium grade product with a legacy that spans 50 years in the industry, then look no further than Morel. Morel has been in the business of recreating music at the highest level for many years, and today we're going to do a deep dive on a couple key products that you should know about. We've got CORY STOCKLIN, their product expert, coming in, and we're going to break out some of the latest innovations that Morel has to offer. This is CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM, all about Morel car audio. And it starts now. Welcome, everybody, to another CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu. And yep, we're talking about that legendary brand that's been in the high-end audio game for so long, not only in car, but also in OEM manufacturing, as well as home audio. But not just regular audio. No. Morel has been in the game of high fidelity. So anything that we're going to cover today, you can expect that legendary, iconic Morel signature on its sound qualities. Okay, so like promised, we have CORY STOCKLIN coming in. CORY, can you give us a quick breakdown of what we're going to be covering today?
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, we've been nonstop trying to get everything going for this year. We have some really cool product that we want to talk about, so let's get into it.
Oh, we're going to get into it, CORY, but first an opportunity for our partner SiriusXM to chime in and remind you dealers out there why it's always a great add-on sale. And when we come back, we've got CORY STOCKLIN from Morel. Don't you dare go away.
Hi, Paul Truman here with SiriusXM. We reached out to some of our partners in the industry, and here's what they had to say.
I can't say more or enough about just what it means to have our unit working with SiriusXM. It's like we're there now.
The SiriusXM service is something consumers want, right? So it's Paul.
That allows a consumer to listen to either podcasts, entertainment, sports, all at their fingertips. It's all about engagement, and that's what SiriusXM provides.
SiriusXM is a huge component in a vehicle nowadays. Consumers expect that technology to be available both in our OEM system as well as the aftermarket upgrades that they're applying to their vehicle.
Alpine and SiriusXM, through our electronics, are able to offer the consumer on the aftermarket side SiriusXM 360L, which is an expanded platform for SiriusXM. And it's really been a beneficial relationship for us with SiriusXM.
As a dealer, just remember, we don't compete with anybody else. We are absolutely one of the best profitability accessories you can add to any head unit that is SiriusXM ready.
All right, welcome everybody back to the show. As mentioned, we're talking about Morel car audio. Lots of cool products to talk about, starting with a subcategory that you're very well aware of. It's called Verus. You may remember this brand absolutely came to the light when it came up with their super slim woofers. Well, Morel has decided to expand on this line to provide even more options to consumers. And the great thing about this is where we're really getting into that Morel signature. These are made in Israel. CORY, I'm really excited to learn about them.
So the Verus we came out with a couple of years ago, and they're very good at form fitting into tight spots, the narrow chassis and compact design. But what we just saw was that the price point was starting to push into some people's budgets. So we came out with the Verus 62.2s, which is a 2-ohm version. This allows the customer to be able to step their amplifier budget down or move into maybe a smaller amplifier and run these speakers at 2 ohms, so you get that added power out of the amplifier. It makes it so that a customer can step into a very good set of speakers while still keeping that budget and not having to choose between either the performance line or the reference line. Now you can move into the reference and have that smaller amplifier, run it at a higher or a lower ohm load with higher output, and still get that amazing output.
You know, CORY, I think that's a really smart way of approaching it, because you're right. It gets the customer into that mindset and that experience that the higher level Morel drivers will be able to offer, while optimizing their power, like you said, with that 2-ohm load. So obviously this is available now in a 6.5 speaker, I'm going to assume. And is this going to be something that we're going to see a little bit more development on down the road?
So yeah, we have the 2-way component set in a 6.5 right now, and we are working on a couple other solutions that are coming down the road. Right now, they're not there yet, but we are seeing how this works. And if this is something viable, we are going to continue forward with maybe some more.
So we're talking about Morel. So of course we're going to stay on the speakers, but don't be surprised if we talk about a couple other products on today's show. But for now, we're going to stick on speakers. And another category that's really been, gaining in popularity is of course OEM integration. What do I mean by that? We're talking about retrofitting aftermarket speakers into factory locations. Now, another trend that we've been seeing are larger speakers. So many different vehicles coming with stuff like 6x9 drivers. So interested to see what type of integration solutions Morel has up their sleeve.
Yeah, so the IPUNI 82 is an 8-inch component set, and it's a very shallow 8-inch driver at 1.9 inches of mounting depth. The idea behind this is we're trying to basically move away from the 6x9 design and trying to get you a more traditional and a better sounding design speaker in an 8. It gives you good bass representation, gives you good accuracy and detail. On top of that, the IPUNI 82 has 92 dB efficiency, so you can run it off of a variety of powers and get amazing output, great detail, and great sound quality. With a 25 millimeter soft dome tweeter, man, we cover the entire gambit of frequency response and range. But the idea also with this system is as a system builder. So what you can do is you can work on just getting the speakers, replace it off the factory head unit, and then as time goes on, you can add amplification to it because they can also handle up to 100 watts RMS power. With a front-mounted neodymium magnet, we condense everything to making it so that we have great compact power and performance into those speakers. And we're moving into creating new OEM fitment rings that will work with these speakers to make your install even easier. They'll be plug and play, ready to go. And we're targeting Toyota, Ford, and GM at this time.
All right, so there you have it. Some really cool integration options. An 8-inch driver. Can you imagine on a factory replacement? That's cool. And I really want to circle back with you, Corey, on those trim adapter plates that you're going to be talking about when those come out. All right, so we're talking about compact spaces with optimum power output and bass. Of course, we're talking about shallow subwoofers. Is this a thing? You bet it is. More so than ever before. Spaces at a premium, and Morel has answered the call with their award-winning Power Slim Ultimo.
So the Ultimo Power Slim is a pursuit of trying to get maximum SQ and sound quality out of a woofer while still keeping the chassis as minimal as possible. So what we did is came out with this. This is the Ultimo Power Slim. This is the 12. We also have a 10. The 12 is 3.4 inches of mounting depth. The 10 is 3.1 inches of mounting depth. At 600 watts of RMS power handling, these things absolutely get down, they hammer, and they have very, very, very good low-end extension. We built these to maximize small sealed enclosures and small ported enclosures at 0.5 cubic feet for the 10 and 0.8 cubic feet for the 12. You can fit those things anywhere. And then we can also go into ported enclosures with the 8-inch doing 0.8 cubic feet tuned to 26. And then the 12 is at 1.4 tuned to 24. We want to give you every opportunity to be able to give as much bass output, accuracy, detail, and that Morel signature sound in any car.
Really slick design on those Power Slim subwoofers. And while we're talking about saving space, I remember when Morel launched their MPS series of amplifiers, they kind of made a big stink. But now following up with that, yes, a new one here, pay attention, a brand new series of small form factor amplifiers coming to you from Morel called the MPD Series. What can you tell us, Corey?
So the MPD design amplifiers are designed to be able to make it so that we can fit the maximum amount of power in a small chassis. The MPS amplifiers are absolutely phenomenal and shoot for that ultimate fidelity, but we also need to be able to make sure we cover the customers that don't have the space but still need that power and that Morel signature sound. The MPD amplifiers give you all the features that you're looking for in an amplifier, but it's just compact and ready to go to hide away in any car.
First off, Corey, I love the aesthetics of that and the small form factor. I can see those amplifiers going into a lot of different locations. So let's talk about system design a little bit. How has Morel broken out the different models within this new MPD amplifier range?
So currently we have 3 models. We have a 70 by 4 at 4 ohms. We have a 100 by 4 at 4 ohms and a 500 by 1 at 2 ohms. This allows you to be able to hit pretty much any product on our product list and be able to build systems to fit in any car.
All right, we've arrived at the last product for today's Connected, and this time we're going to stay on that OEM integration tip for all you Bronco owners out there. Time to rejoice. Looks like Morel is working on something. I'll give you a little sneak peek about a Bronco Kit coming to you from Morel.
So we saw that there was a need for a system that tackles the B&O system in Broncos. Unfortunately, the factory system doesn't even compete with road noise very well, and let alone doesn't have good dynamics or anything along those lines. So we developed an entire system built off of our hybrid line of speakers and our Ultimo Power Slim subs to be able to be plug and play ready, drop in system into your Bronco, utilizing speakers like the 4-inch Integra off of the hybrid line. We actually custom built a chassis that fits directly into the factory location, plug and play with all the connectors. In the kicks, we have the hybrid 6 woofer that is in a die-cast aluminum chassis that plugs straight into the factory locations. We use a Mobridge 9-channel amplifier that does staggered power. It has 75 watts per channel on 6 channels, 2 channels at 150 to drive those 6-inch woofers in the kicks, and then 400 watts to the Ultimo Power Slim 10. Now, the 10 is a gate-mounted enclosure. It is completely lined to be water resistant, and it's a ported 10. And the reason why we did the ported 10 is it actually maximizes the output based off of the transfer function inside the vehicle. So we get that nice slope from 20 hertz up to 60, has a nice roll-off, very smooth sound all the way up into the upper frequencies, where we get a very, very lively, dynamic, and accurate sound system out of that Bronco.
And that was product specialist CORY STOCKLIN joining us from Morel today, giving us some deets on a couple cool products coming to you from Morel. Now, if you're looking for more information, I do encourage you to find out all the things that you need to know over at the official website that we'll put on the screen right here, Morel Hi-Fi. And if you happen to be a dealer in Canada tuning in, make sure you connect with the good folks at GemSen, as they are the distribution partner for Morel north of the border. Now, my takeaway from this, gotta say that the energy coming from the Morel camp in the last few months, maybe a year, has been nothing short of outstanding. I think it is evident in the presentation today that they are doing and putting energy in the right places. What do I mean by that? Well, look at the solutions that they're coming to the table with for OEM integration. Whether it's that really exciting Bronco Kit that seems super complex but will work plug and play, all the way to the super shallow type drivers, whether it is in the Power Slim Ultimo subwoofer or that, shallow component set that we discussed. These are guys that have the customer in mind, and more importantly, maybe the installer in mind, because they're coming up with solutions. And with solutions means happy customers regardless of the platform. That's it for this CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.